I am Rick Anderson, and this is my barbershop story. I'm a Minnesota boy, born in 1959 in Virginia, Minnesota. I was just 5 minutes ahead of my twin brother, Steve. I have 2 older sisters and a younger brother. I worked for Group Health Partners in the Information Services Department for over 30 years until my retirement in January of this year, 2022. I'm not sure where I got my love for music. My dad didn't think he could sing. My mom could carry a tune, and her favorite song to sing to us kids was A Bushel and a Peck. I was 15 when I had my first run-in with Barbershop Harmony. The music department of Highland Park High School in St. Paul put on the musical Music Man. There were so many kids in the choir that the cast could be doubled up, 2 students on every part. Brother Steve got to be in the quartet. I did not get a quartet part. I was the anvil salesman, Charlie Powell. Got into my first quartet immediately after the show, and we called ourselves the Music Men, surprisingly enough. Steve sang bass, me on baritone, Joel Mack on lead, and David Cooler tenor. Our music teacher, Ken Denzer, encouraged us to continue quartetting and gave the Music Men some early direction. We sang all through high school. In senior high, a classmate had a dad who sang with the St. Paul North Star Chorus and several quartets, including the Night Owls and Fire Brigade. His name was Dick Gilstead. Dick coached us in preparation for a high school quartet contest at Henry Sibley High School in Mendota Heights. We placed second in that contest. Not bad for a group outside of Gar Lockroom's mentorship and the Henry Sibley dynasty. A little known fact about our music teacher, Ken Denzer. A few years ago, I found out that he had some barbershop experience. I never knew him to be a member of BHS, but he sang briefly as lead in the infamous Hot Four back in 1965. Bob Dykstra has the details in his memoirs. My high school quartet also competed in the St. Paul Winter Carnival Talent Contest in 1976. Another act in that contest was George Patron, the one-man barbershop quartet with his finger puppets. Remember him? George was active with the North Star Chorus, and I met him a couple years later when I joined the chorus. Both of our acts lost to Esther Patrick, a very fine whistler. So I got a great barbershop start in high school. Thanks to Dick Gilstead, I joined the society in the North Star Chorus during my senior year, and that was 1977. I am a 45-year member of the society. I was blessed with many wonderful friendships from that chorus, including fellow Lunch Bunch guys like Ray Enserud, Russ Bourne, and Dwayne Rigg.
And Mark.
And all sorts of other guys. Yeah, Mark's here today too. My first society quartet was with 3 guys from Henry Sibley. We were called the Class Reunion. John Dixon was the lead, Mike Ferris bass, Eric Strand tenor, and myself baritone. Our first district contest was in Fargo in '78. We had just graduated from high school and competed against the likes of Sound Gallery, Ham and Rye, and the Ring of Gold. Eric Lockroom, son of Gar, sang with us for a couple of years when John had to step out. The class reunion made one trip to Harmony College in St. Joe, Missouri. Eric Lockroom and his wife were about to have a baby. So the 3 of us went down as a trio with no lead singer. We met society staffer Dave LeBar, and we're thrilled to have him step in as lead for several of our coaching sessions and an appearance on the Saturday night show. What a treat. Marie Johnson was our primary coach, and she was also a fine arranger who brought us songs like Poisoning Pigeons in the Park and Cherry Picking Time at the North Pole. We competed for several years, went international twice, and won district in Madison, Wisconsin at the Oscar Mayer Theater. It was our greatest wish to be Oscar Mayer winners. We kept it together for one more year till careers and our family pulled us in different directions. Mike Ferris and I stayed in the Twin Cities and formed Northern Comfort Quartet with Dwayne Rigg and Jeff Greasy. We had success on the contest stage and won district in 1986. Northern Comfort stayed together another year and then disbanded. The same week that Northern Comfort called it quits, we got a letter from one of our coaches, Rod Johnson, saying that he no longer had time to coach. His quartet, the gold medalist Happiness Emporium, was going through some changes that would likely take up much of his free time. Rod explained that Dick Treptow had to leave the quartet for work purposes, and that they'd either be training in a new baritone or retiring. Well, I wrote back and said that the HE can't retire. That would be akin to the Sun Tones hanging it up, something I could not bear to see. Then I pleaded my case to try out for the baritone spot. I knew my chorus director, Bob Dama, and Rod had coached our previous quartet. Jim Foy, he didn't know me from Adam. I learned a couple of songs and went to Rod's house for a quartet tryout. A week later, the guys called me and said I got the job. That turned out to be a pretty good deal for me, riding the coattails of the HE. I went overseas with them 3 times. We supplied entertainment on a cruise ship, and I got to be on the faculty of several district HEP schools, and I recorded 6 albums with the HE in our 35 years together. Amid the several retirement periods of the Happiness Emporium, I was fortunate to sing with some other very special people. Engage was a quartet with my brother, Steve, Jay Fall, and Jim Olson. Genetic Advantage was made up of 4 brothers. Me, my twin brother Steve, my younger brother Jeff, and our Scandinavian brother, Jim Olson. We were very busy singing for senior living places around the Twin Cities. River City Quartet, Jim Foy, Bob Dama, and John Chenard. John's son, Dan Chenard, is a prominent musician in the Twin Cities. It was a real treat when we could sing a couple of songs on the shows that Dan produced, which we did several times. And one of my favorites was Bobby D and the Brothers 3. We sang a 20-song Christmas repertoire for a few weeks each season. And that was with the 3 brothers, Steve, me, and Jeff, and Bob Dama on tenor. Bobby D and the Brothers 3. I'm currently in a snowbird quartet called Gloryland Way with Rod Johnson and Bob Bruxman. Singing tenor in this group marks the first time that I have ever sung a part other than baritone in a quartet. The group resides in Fort Myers, Florida. I've sung in 3 choruses, St. Paul North Star Chorus, the Great Northern Union, and now the Minneapolis Commodores. Finally, I want to give another shout out to Ken Denzer and all music teachers. Ken introduced me to a lifetime of joy. I did get to be in the Music Man Quartet a few years ago in community theater, and Ken was in the audience to see it. I've had a very full barbershop life, and at the age of 63, I hope to have many more wonderful experiences through my association with you all and the Barbershop Harmony community.
Thank you.